Hello and good evening. Quite a short record of video. Just a little bit excited today. Uh, Today is Monday. If I'm not mistaken, today is Monday 22nd. Let me check again. Is it 22nd today? Yep, today is 22nd, Monday, January 2024. Today, I finally got the note that I've ordered, that I have waited since last year. The most anticipated, actually, currently in the current numismatic in Asia, especially like in China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, anywhere there is a region that's celebrating the Lunar New Year or the Chinese New Year. Because China just released and finally had released on the 9th of January their special commemorative Lunar New Year banknote, 20 Yuan, People's Republic of China. Now, so beautiful. It's polymer. Most of all the commemorative banknotes that China issue are in polymer, and what doesn't take account that this is also one of them. And currently, it is the most. And currently, this note, as you can see, this note is currently, is that 2024 year, are the hot item, hot out of the press, as they would say, or I would say, hot out of the press. Everybody wants this, and the demand at the moment is ridiculously high. And being a banknote collectors, specifically those that is like in Asia, they will try and find, especially China, the Chinese in China, they try and find so-called error notes. To me, in my conscience, I don't consider that error. Some of those errors they were talking about, like this, if you can see, one of it is say about this ribbon is overlapping the gates handle, the knob, and some actually is not. They're talking something like that as an error, no. To me it's just a margin, because when they print this note, these details and all these details are the secondary, because when you print polymer or banknotes on the plastic sheets, they go layer by layer to give the depth, especially when you're using intaglio print on a plastic sheet. The base has to be printed this. Once they print it, they will print the other items. That is why there is a movement. To me, that is a shift, because when you do mass production, there are certain degrees of error onto it. But to me, it's the widely common so-called tolerance error. We're not talking about this is full and then the 20 yuan is the 20 here is being printed half of it, or something like that, or even is the plastic has been rippled effect and then print flat onto it. Now those kind of errors are huge and very rare. Now those are considered as proper errors. To me, I don't consider errors that, and the price for something like this shifting, this kind of things, is ridiculous price. At the moment, when I've got this, when the early birds, if you go to the bank and change in China, 20 yuan for 20 yuan. Now I would speak in a currency that I bought in ringgit, Malaysian ringgit. Basically, you change for 12 or 13 ringgit for 20 yuan if it's directly to the bank. But of course, when you go dealers, they have to bring it over, they sort it out, and then pay the logistic, you pay the middleman, blah 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 blah. It goes on. The price at this point, at the early bird stage, you pre-booked it, you might be paying at 35 ringgit a piece for regardless of the serial number. Okay, the serial number is another topic, so we will talk about that later. But yeah, then subsequently every day prices jump because the demand is quite volatile. The demand for it keeps going up and up and up. When it's my turn that I realize it and I have commit to buy, I bought 3 pieces. When I commit to buy these banknotes, let me take out this plastic here. So when I committed to buy 3 pieces, as you can see, 3 pieces out here. Here you go. When I committed to buy 3 pieces of these banknotes, luckily I just bathed and I'm quite less oily in my hand at the moment. Well, when it's my turn anyway, when it was my turn to purchase the banknotes, it was around 45 ringgit. It was around 45 to 49 ringgit. So I would just put in the ballpark at 49 ringgit. I bought it. Currently it's selling just a regular one, random serial number, probably now, and that was just last week. I bought this and commit lock-in to purchase 3 numbers. That was early last week. Sorry, early 2 weeks ago, 2 weekends ago. Yeah, when I committed to buy, it was charging me at 49 ringgit at most. So I bought 3. Reason that is Chinese New Year is coming. Yes, I celebrate Lunar New Year. I'm basically by bloodline is a Chinese by race. So it's one of those important event in the calendar for my family and for my friends and myself. Of course, it's a renewal. So it was coincident, one for me, one for my partner in crime, and one for my little niece, which she won't know because she don't watch my YouTube or my channel or my video, so virtually she won't know until I give it to her. So it will be a big surprise for her because Chinese New Year and also her birthday is quite close. So it's a present that kills 2 birds with 1 stone for me. So that's something for her. That is something for her. So if you join this together, I always love to play something like this, although I'm not supposed to. Yeah, you get a conjoined area that print. Okay. So now now they're selling. I haven't seen about price. Now the last one I heard, it was selling around 65 to 70 ringgit. Probably by coming Chinese New Year soon, it would jump probably to, I'll say, it would jump at 80 ringgit because 8 is a number that you want. Chinese is known as Ong number, or a very prosperity number, and we'll be seeing it probably hit the mark of 80 ringgit. Now the prospect for it in the future, for it to grow and expand of its value, I'm a bit more skeptic on that. Probably it will hold up at 120 to 150 in the future, because the reason is these notes are printed a lot in China. Okay, they are printing this a lot, enough to supply its population. Well, generally not everyone gets one, not such thing, but generally speaking, it's enough to distribute across China. And of course, a portion of it, probably about 20% overseas, in the overseas market. They're mainly in China for people to keep as a commemorative, and hopefully this is the first step that they will follow the Macau concept. The Bank of Macau, every Lunar New Year, they kind of make a zodiac, based on the zodiac, the Chinese zodiacs, animal onto their commemorative banknotes, special banknotes. So the last year, Bank of Macau, they issued the Year of the Rabbit. So they put a rabbit on. I don't have that. I didn't, because I don't collect Macau's banknotes, but they are very beautiful. And for it to collect a set of the 12 zodiacs, it takes 12 years. 12 years to collect it, and probably this is the first step in China. The People's Bank of China may be following that. We don't know at this point of time. We don't know, but probably they would. Starting with the Year of the Dragon, the most significant mythical animals in the zodiac, and then they move on to the snake, and then move on and on and on and on, and it comes back 12 years to the cycle of the dragon. Probably they're doing that. It would be very interesting, and for me it will be a 12-year voyage to collect them into a set. A 12-year voyage, probably. Or they're just going to print just for the Year of the Dragon, that's it, kaput. And maybe next year they won't be printing commemorative banknotes for Lunar New Year. Now I understand in Asia, especially like Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, and China, predominantly Chinese and Koreans, they do follow the lunar calendar, the Chinese zodiacs. So the Year of the Dragon, normally we will see a lot of people giving birth to children. The birth rate always in the Year of the Dragon is very high in Singapore, in China, and Hong Kong. Now probably Malaysia will do the same, especially the Chinese communities, because children who are born the Year of the Dragons are much more considered to be more successful, generate more wealth, and so etc. etc. Now, if you're Western idealists, Western trained ideologically, it doesn't matter, but we do know that data-wise, this specific year, the symbol of the Year of Dragon, we will expect to have a lot of kids, and you can plan your project or design for the kids' lifespan, for marketing or to sell products. You can plan that actually right now, because it's going to be huge. Now, another reason probably why they print specifically the Year of the Dragon is probably taking account that they did print their first polymer. The People's Bank of China did print another Year of the Dragon banknote. Let's see if I have it here to show and tell. To show you that. Hopefully I do have that note around. One moment. We live stream this. Sometimes it's quite awkward silence for myself, but just want to show my opinion before I forget. My mind is quite forgetful, so I just need to find the note that let me see. Is it here? Here it is. Got it. The last time that People's Bank of China printed a banknote that is a Year of the Dragon was this. This is the first polymer ever made from China. They had the technology at the time, they have it, and it's a Year of the Dragon. It was the year 2000, as you can see, 2000. But of course, being the first note that ever print polymer, there were large amount of mistakes. Thus, most of the time in the system they have is that most of the time they have a system is that when they print a commemorative banknote, the serial number will always starts with a J. It will always start with a J. That's the only alphabet. Any commemorative from People's Bank of China, like the Winter Olympic, the 50 years of the communist rule, blah blah blah, the 50 years of the bank celebration of the bank's existence, the People's Bank of China, all will start as a commemorative banknote. They will start with J. That's a normal thing. That's a norm for them. But including this polymer, the very first polymer print, this is an I, not a J. The reason is because it was the first time they ever print a polymer. They made a lot of mistakes. There are a lot of defects or a lot of serious defects in their printing onto polymer. So I mean, that is my so-called guess. If somebody know about it, you may tell me, because throughout all the commemorative banknotes they have print, this is the only commemorative banknote with a replacement note, or in America, a star note. This is the only note of a commemorative. This is the only commemorative banknote from the People's Bank of China to be having replacement notes. I have not seen this as a replacement note. No one knows yet. It's just recently released. But the previous one, like the Winter Olympics, the 50 years of commemorative for the People's Bank of China, and the commemorative of sending the satellite and so-called taikonauts to space, the 100 Yuan, all that note. Those notes are commemorative, but when they issue, there were no replacement note at all. None. This is the only very first I've seen they print with a commemorative note with a star note, with a star, or with a replacement as a replacement note. The replacement note for them they use is I. They use I. And when I recall that I bought this was around year 2003, 3 or 4 years after this was issued. They were issued in the year 2000. The year 2000, yes, again, it is the year of the dragon. It is a year of the dragon. And also to commemorate as the year of a new turn of a new century, turn of the century. So yeah. So it's a very good banknote. When I bought this note at that time, year 2002 or 2003, this was around, what I paid was about 600 to 800 ringgit. 600 to 800 ringgit. That was that expensive because it is a replacement note. Even after 3 years at that time, people realized there are replacement notes. Now the price of this note is roughly around 2,500 and probably to the itching high marks, probably 3,000 ringgit. So from my capital investment of 600 to 800 ringgit, I forgot what's the exact price, but definitely below 800, I have made a profit up to 3,000 ringgit. That's a huge job. So nearly threefold of my capital investment, and that was in year 2003. Now we are seeing a year 2023. This is 20 years in my hand, literally now in my hand. But most of his time it was kept in an album, and then one time when I leave the country for my further studies in overseas, I kept all my valuable notes like this in the safe, the bank's deposit box safe. So then I just recently actually kept it there, airtight. And then later, when I came back, I took it out. I didn't took it out actually. I still keep it there. Found work, got money, start adventure and collecting the banknotes again. Reignite my hobby. I start taking out and recatalog them. And yeah, so that's the note. as I said. So as you can see, this is the note. So after they printed this, people thought also the same, that the next year they're gonna print the year of the snake, following animal continuous following the zodiacs, like what Macau did. But it did not materialize. Once they printed this, there were no other Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year banknotes or whatsoever. So most of the time, people just assuming they know that is the year of the dragon, but basically their painting is the turn of the century, the year 2000, and the People's Bank of China wanted to impress that going into the new millennium or going into the new century, banknotes has converted to the next step from paper to polymer. I think that is the presentation they wanted to give out to the public, to the world. What is the advancement and the progress of printing banknotes in China? So people actually forgot about it and has kept as it is from that the year of the dragon, or the year 2000. After a long cycle, then the next year, the year of the dragon came along, passed again, and then now the year 2024. In the year 2024, they reprinted it. They start to think about printing again the dragon on the banknote. So a lot of people just got hyped. So there are people thinking that, oh, it's going to be the same as this. So the price of this is going to go up, skyrocket. Now you invest only 4 ringgit. Probably in the next 20 years or bloody 12 years later, it probably goes to 600 or 800 or 1,000 ringgit. I don't see it that will come very... I don't see it will come, honestly. This is because there were limited numbers of print, and because this is a replacement, is added value. This has printed a lot. The banks were ready. The banks mass produced a lot of it compared to this one. So they were quite ready for the masses to change the normal currency to a commemorative currency. So there is a trigger of that. It's just that right now we just have to wait and see. Time will tell, as what Einstein would say. Time will tell. What's going to go? What's going to happen? Probably it's going to be like this, isolated year. Probably it will go up in price. Probably it won't. It will be stagnant because people this is a short burst of demand, and later people just slow down and then get back to normal, and the price probably will stay at stagnant, which I hope so. Right now it's going to rise up to 80 ringgit, which I bought it only for around 45 to 49 ringgit each. Hopefully it will go 80 ringgit. That will nearly double my what my capital invested in just few months or few weeks. Every day is going up probably around 2 to 3 ringgit. Depends on the demand of it, of course. But after the Chinese New Year this year, I think it's going to be stagnant, and hopefully stagnant in a while until next year when the Chinese New Year come along, and it will jump slightly higher because people just think about it and then they raise up. They want it. Supply and demand, and the desire of a consumer or the collectors for this banknote. I think, to me, based on the first attempt they have design wise, based on their first attempt of doing design on the polymer, comparing now, the color is much more blend. It's soft, it's majestic. Compared to this, the color is much hard, solid, much more contrast. This was soft and elegant. And then using the color orange or gold, really symbolic gesture of wealth, as it is gold, representation of gold. So I think the choice of color, the choice of the design they have done, I think is very superb in my view. And then the translucent polymer, and then this translucent polymer is also another one, and this is a silver thread. The pocket or window is just actually very small, but from this front view, or the observe view front, this is actually a strip of plastic with silver threads, and it's very floral, very dynamic, which is something very Chinese characteristic. This note, if you want to buy something that represents Chinese characteristic on a banknote, this is it. This is it. It represents a lot. Normally, the coins that the People's Republic of China made, they make more sense to represent the culture, the Chinese culture, compared to the banknotes, because the banknotes are much more talking about the environment, the land of Middle Kingdom, and it's dearly the Chairman Mao, the founder of the People's Republic of China and the head of the revolutionary of the Chinese Revolution for the communist side. So if you ask me, any kind of banknote that is representing Chinese culture, I think this is quite a good gesture to have one of these banknotes. So yeah. So what else could I say? Oh, next one. Oh yeah, I was a bit going to talk about one more thing actually. I was about to talk about it, so might as well talk about it. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk about, we have talked about that the demand is high. There are people who collect solid numbers. There are people who collect specific numbers, birthday numbers, radar numbers, any kind of number, bilingual number, whatever. So to me, it's not so concerned about buying the numbers. So this is sequential numbers, but to me, is irrelevant, because I already decided to keep one. I already decided one for my partner, and already one partner in crime, and the other one for my niece. So I won't be keeping all these three. So sequence wise, the sequential of the numbers irrelevant to me. The next one is to me is the F4. Now to the Chinese, saying number 4 in Chinese or Mandarin or even Cantonese is a word very close related to dead or death. So a lot of the Chinese New Year lucks and so forth, like lottery numbers, they don't put 4. So for the numbers here, there's no 4, because that was their selling point. By my nose, okay, at 49 ringgit, 50 ringgit, there are no 4s. They guarantee no 4s. So it attracts people to buy their products, these banknotes. And except for buying 4s, that every number is solid 4. Now that is that is rare. Every solid numbers on the banknote is very expensive, and the most expensive at the moment, I presume, is all 8, solid 8, double 8, single 8, triple 8, quadruple 8, and so forth. 6 8s and 5 8s, 8 8s, and so forth. If you have more 8s, I think the price will goes higher. Except the 4 8s. If 8 8 8 8 0 0 0 0 0 0, that I think will be the one of the cheapest solid numbers you can get. And basically the last one I've seen, the most expensive you can get, that's probably selling at a mind-boggling price of, in ringgit wise, probably 6,000 to 10,000 ringgit for one note of a 20 yuan, just because of the number. And the price size skyrocketed. You can accurately find out this at the blogs, Chinese banknote blogs and so forth, or numismatic blogs for China and so forth. You can find that in the webpage, and they will tell you, they put a lot. It's kind of very hot. These notes are very hot in the market. Nobody will give discounts on this. All they'll say is, sorry, you want to get it, you have to get it at that price. Sorry, You want to get it, you have booked already, you need to pay in 24 hours. If not, I have to cancel. That's how hot the market is. If you're not willing to pay on time, they would sell it to another people at a higher price. Every day the dynamic of this price goes up, probably up until 80 ringgit, and then it stops during Chinese New Year. And looking at that, the solid numbers, other than that, is the number itself. Currently, I just saw the most one of the expensive one is all01, the first serial number banknote. That is costing about 8,000 to 9,000 ringgit, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, it won't be going anywhere. It will be in China. Somebody have already got it, the first note. For me, it will be my dream. I will pay a little bit extra with my dealer, who is now trying to find. I wanted them to find my birthday number. Yeah, I do like birthday. Something commemorative banknotes. I always like them to find. I like to find those that is my birthday numbers, And even my birthday numbers is expensive because I was born with 288s. So double 8s already. So it's already a pain in the butt to find that note, and to buy it. It'll be higher price. It's a premium on it. Right now, this is already premium. People, those who are early birds, are buying at 35 ringgit. I'm buying it. I bought this at a premium price of 49 ringgit each. It's not the cheapest one I bought. Ridiculously, within few days, it jumped from 35 to 49, and then just a few days after I bought, it jumped 49 to 55. Now we're hovering around 60. Somebody's selling in the market at 60 to 70 ringgit at the moment. So looking at how it is, well, in conclusion, at the moment, looking how it is, I think this is a beautiful banknote. It is a beautiful banknote. I don't see it to be an issue. Some people think this is an error. To me, it's just it's a tolerance error, as people would say that the picture of this one has shifted a little bit, but it's very little. The shift was very little. To me, that is quite normal. The reason why you notice that when you go and grade, why couldn't your collection get 70 out of 70? For one reason: the tolerance level of the note is not centered. It's not perfect. It ain't perfect because they are not centered, because the cutting of the banknotes is varied from batches to batches. Okay, it's cut by machines. It is cut using and confirmed by human beings. So they are bound to be having the common errors, but they are not literally error for you to sell it at 300% of its price. I don't agree that. To me, I do not agree. But what do the people care about what I say? So long they are demand, so long they are supply, the dynamic of the price can go up and up until the demands goes down, the price will drop. But for banknotes, it's like a real estate. It won't go down unless something happens. Probably China flood another second wave of this banknote. There are more banknotes. Then the price will go down if the demand is high. Now, most of the vintage banknotes, why are they very expensive? Certain of them. Number one, quantity. Number two, quality. These are the two dynamics that decide the importance. And of course, the third one, the important force, is the demand. If the demand is high and the quality is low, and then the quality is low but the demand is high, and then the quantity of the note is little, then generally everything goes very high price. Specifically, the dynamics, similar notes that had that kind of dynamics is United States, especially the large banknote size. The dynamic is similar to this. There are demand. The quality is limited or very little high quality, but there are vast majority notes out there. The dynamics of the note price will continue to go up, down little, up more, down little. It holds the value very high. If you have a lot of notes and the quality number is high and the demand is low, then we will see the price generally the best quality near perfection, 70 out of 70 EPQ with star, or 69 with EPQ without star. They will start to become cheaper in price. They're getting accessible because there are no demand. So these three factors will involve with the banknotes value as its asset, whether it goes up or goes down. But a lot of the banknotes is they will not go down because of few reasons that is involved with time. More and more as time goes on, a lot of the banknotes will be damaged, kept away from the public, and a lot of the good ones are getting less and less because of poor quality storage. When you have poor quality storage, the notes would disintegrate or degenerate. It will degrade. And that is the key word. It will degrade. That means it will jump the grading from 69, probably goes to 60, 67, then 66, then 64. It goes down if it's not protected. Sometimes you see this one side is nice, this side is exposed something else, water or oil, and then when you take out the notes, half of it is already damaged. The grade or the quality will go down. And as time goes on, as how people handle the banknotes and how do they keep the banknotes, age, if it's exposed to air, exposed to UV light and so forth, the banknotes will degrade and the quality will degrade, and the quantity of a good quality uncirculated note, number of it will go down, making the price for these sought after items valuable. Price maintain or goes up when the dynamic of the demand goes up. If the dynamic of the demand is stagnant, then the price will stagnant. Okay, the price will stagnant or goes up slowly based on the qualities you have. If the demand goes up, then this will skyrocket too. And of course, quantity of good quality one, if it goes down, then those who are searching for better quality goes up, very expensive, the price will just jump. Those are the dynamics, I believe, how that derives the price of every possessions we hold. So that is all for me for today. I think I talked a long story, but very exciting. I'm very excited. Finally, I have a note in possession to celebrate Chinese New Year. I consider this my present for the Lunar New Year for 2024. Of course, I'm still waiting for another 2 more items that I bought, and hopefully it will arrive before Chinese New Year so I can play with it, enjoy looking at it during a long holiday, and also share with my friends who is probably maybe coming over. But anyway, that's all for me for today. Good night. Thank you. And if you all have comments, those of you out there who watch my chat videos, if you have comments, please give me a comment. If you want to give me a like, give me a like. If you give me a bad thumb, give me a bad thumb. I don't really care. So just do whatever you like. I'm just using this videos to record for my personal use, actually, for recording what I've bought. So till then, peace out. Good night.